Hey guys, I want to talk to you about this tab called the SEC filings. In my mentorship program, we cover all of these tabs, but I want to just zoom in really quick to give you guys an idea of how you're able to use something like this to help you make a determination on whether or not you want to buy a stock. Okay, really quick. So, SEC filings. This is the tab that contains information about insider buying and selling of the stock. What I mean by insider, I mean those corporate board members, right? You have corporate board members, you have executives that are making decisions about this company in a prime position to sort of anticipate the future price of the stock or the company that they're in based on the corporate plans that they have, right? So a lot of companies have expansion plans, they have capital expenditures that they're planning as resort as a result of the expansions that they have slated for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. All executive teams have what they call a 5-year plan. They work towards those 5-year plans. Those plans could cause for new capital to be infused into the company. For example, if this company was trying to grow itself in every continent in the world, they would have to go out to the banks and get more money or more capital from investors to help those plans come into fruition. In doing so, once they grow, right, they tend to the product itself tends to get better. The product, there could be additional offerings on the products, whole lots of things, right? Um, for them. Now, on the flip side, if they see their customer base shrinking, they see the products being outdated, competition eating them up, with they could see trouble coming. They can still go out and get extra capital to keep doing what they're doing, but they can see trouble. Now, that's information that the general public, us as investors, even the institutional investors, are not necessarily privy to because these are the things that are happening in the boardrooms, in the staff meetings, in the executive team meetings. They're seeing the numbers real time and they're making decisions on it. So, with that being said, if that's the case, these executives would say, hey, man, we're in trouble. Let me go out here and do what they call an insider buy or sell. If they're selling, potentially they could be in trouble. If they're buying, they could see, hey, we're going to grow and this thing's going to be, a whole lot, this company's going to be a whole lot bigger than what it currently is right now. We're going to take the market up. So those are the decisions. Those are the pieces of information that these executives have. So the SEC says this, hey, man, so you guys don't have an unfair advantage. Everything that you do, you have to report it to us. We make it public record. And the investors, the ones who are wise enough to go ahead and look at this information, all your institutional investors do. I'm talking about retail investors. Wise enough to go out there here and look at this information, they can help make decisions as well. Now, before we click on this tab, I want you to know that natural buying and selling occurs. Like the first one we look at, let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to show you guys something really quick. I click here, and I am going to ensure that we are still sharing this information. All right, let's take a look at this particular insider sale. Well, this is a executive VP and chief legal officer for this company. All right. Now, before I even get started here, boy, I'm gonna tell you something. When I was doing my mentorship programs and I was telling these folks, when we start looking at how much these executives and these folks in these boards are actually being compensated as outside of their salaries. I mean, I'm telling you guys something. This, you can really see it here. Um, this, you know, executive VP has about 22,000 shares. I'm going to just do the math here. Uh, before I even continue on with the conversation, I look at this first. 22,410 times we're about 70. I think this stock was about $70 a share. That's $1.5 million of stock that this person has. And they have what they call direct or indirect stock. Acquired, disposed. Acquired means I bought it. Disposed means I sold it. They're selling this stock for $67 a share. He's selling about 1,200 shares and he's putting that in his pocket. What I was going to say is, as part of the compensation package, they will routinely sell stock to compensate for their salary. When you go out there and look at the, executive salary, maybe, 300K a year, you're looking at that. That's just cash that they're bringing home. Most of their money comes in this form right here. So if we go 1233 times, it says $67 a share. Right there, he took home about $82,000 off of that transaction. So they'll go out there on occasion and sell stock. But here's the thing, guys. If I go up and down these SEC filings and see a whole lot of executives dumping stock, when I say the word dump, I don't like to use that word, but selling stock, that's an indicator to me that, hey, potentially something could be happening. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys this. I forgot her name, but I was training a young lady in Nashville. She's in my mentorship program. We pulled up the company that she worked for, and we noticed all of the executives were selling a boatload of stocks. Every last one of them. She was calling names like, I know him, I know him, I know him. Everybody was selling stock. That stock was like $82 a share at the moment, something around that price range. And we were just doing a mentorship program, just training, $82 a share. Everybody was selling, right? I'm gonna tell you guys something. About 3 months later into that thing, after we completed all that stock was down to like $10 a share. Stock completely dropped. And she's someone that is in the mentorship program, one of our investors, and I forget her name, but we watched that in real time. But that is exactly what I was training her on as it was happening for the company that she works for. It's some real estate type of company that she was working for. But that's the power of being able to go out here and look at these SEC filings to help you determine whether or not you're going to invest in a company. Now, if you're buying one, two, three, four, five shares of a company, you may not think it's important. But if you're investing 10K, 20K into a company, you might want to see what's happening and what the tendencies are around the around the buying and selling of the stock by the executives. Now, when you know the patterns of some of these executives and how many uh, shares that they buy or sell on a quarterly basis, that's fine. You know the pattern first. And then when they go against the pattern and start buying a whole lot more or selling a whole lot, there could be some activity going on and you could potentially, make decisions based off of that. So anyway, I just want to kind of run that to you guys. I know there are probably a lot of you who look at this tab and not think a whole lot about it. But again, these are some of the details within the details of some of this investing stuff that you want to be mindful of. And I want to just come back here and share a quick message to you and let you know that there's information all across the screens that you're looking at, and there's information valuable to you if you know how to interpret it, and you can make lots of money, based on that interpretation. So hopefully you guys found this information helpful, and thank you. We'll do another. Thank you.